this phenomenon of making things visible which are not, that it is fair to call creativity, also fit in the so-called miracles. And for those of you that have watched my Mandela Effect cause video, real cause, you clearly know that there are such things as false miracles. This is what you can call instant creative act. Now, in this second part, we're going to go into more detail on these numbers 3, 6, 9. First, we will look at mathematical stuff. You remember what the meaning of number 3 was. Of course, it's direct reference to God. And if you triple each digit from 1 to 9, you get a 3, 6, 9 relation. Because if you calculate the root of each number, you have 3, 6, 9, obvious. If you look at 4, 4, 4, it's a 12. 1 plus 2, it's 3. 5, 5, 5, it's 15. 5 plus 1 is 6. Now, if we look at 3, 6, 9 plus the reverse of 3, 6, 9, which is 9, 6, 3, you get two different results, either 6, 6, 6 plus 6 is 6, or 3, 3, 3 plus 9, 9, 9. So there is again a 3, 6, 9 result. If we look at the triple 9 without getting into too much detail on number 9, which is a very complex discussion, the square root of 999 is also a 369 result. Also, this is one of the most interesting things that I found. 324 plus 234 is 558. But this equation actually tells us that 9 times 36 plus 6 times 39 is 6 times 93. In other words, 369 plus 369 is 369. This equation has a very deep meaning, spiritually speaking. It's like saying creation compared with creation, it's still creation. So creativity, it always has the same formula. Another very interesting find is with the two star numbers 37 and 73, which are not only mirrored numbers, but they are also prime numbers which are mirrored. By that I mean that 37 is the 12th prime number and 73 is the 21st prime number. These are the third and the fourth star numbers. A very interesting thing happens if you multiply 369 by these two numbers. By multiplication with 37, you will get the results 111, 222 and 333, which is, in my opinion, a reference to the Godhead. If you multiply by 73, the result you get is apparently not relevant, but if you look closer, you will see that accumulated all the result numbers contain all the numbers from 1 to 9 with no number repeating itself. So this is very, very interesting, because the 37 and 73 have biblical implications, as we've already seen. So the bottom line is that 369 opens a door like any key, and it shows something that you normally do not see, just like in creativity. shows you all the digits from 1 to 9 from the decimal system that we use, and it also shows you the Trinity in all these digits. In relation to the 153 fishes in John 21, symbolizing the church. Another fascinating 369 number is 3996. 37, which is the Mark number, is one of its divisors, but it also is equal to 6 to the power of 6 plus 6 to the power of 7 plus 6 to the power of 8 plus 6 to the power of 9, all divided by 6 times 7 times 8 times 9, which is 336 times 9. So we close the circle again at 3773, because 6, 7, 8, 9 is 73 times 93. Now let's slide more into the area of calendar and years. Since we are at 37, let's multiply 37 by 37 and we will get 1369, another 369 result. I don't know if something important happened in this year, but the other 2 years, 1936 and 1963, are very relevant, and I will explain you immediately why. 1936 points the beginning of the 44th era. That's because 1936 is 44 times 44. This is why Obama was the 44th president of the United States. And I see all these Christians getting their hopes up since Trump was elected. In my opinion, all this that is going on right now, with Donald Trump being elected and with all the riots, are all part of Obama's agenda.
I am officially running for President of the United States.
In 1936 was born Pope Francis, which is the first pope to be a Jesuit, and also the 8th pope since the State of Vatican was created. Which brings us to prophecy from Revelation, which talks about the 8th king, which is one of the 7. We also have very important meaning to the year 1963. In 1963, there was a ceremony at the Vatican. I don't know if you've heard of this ceremony. It is brought forth by so he called himself. I don't believe he never left the Jesuit priesthood. This guy is called Malachi Martin, and he stated in one of his writings that in June 1963 a ceremony took place at Vatican, which was called the enthronement of the fallen angel Lucifer. And also in 1963 a sacrifice, in my opinion, to this ceremony was brought on the 22nd of November when President Kennedy was assassinated. There are other years that we will discuss later on, but for now, remember these 2 years, these 2 crucial years are both 369 years. The 369 meaning of creativity is not related only to good things. This is why I started this video explaining the difference between bad versus good creativity. And I believe that most people are tricked into believing that it only means something good, but this is only coming from the New Age satanic movement, which steals whatever God rules are out there and presents them as nature rules, and puts the universe instead of God, the creation instead of the creator. Now we are going to talk about the solar eclipses cycles. One big such cycle has 651 years, and we will use this number as a reference to other years in order to show the connection to 369. Let's make an assumption. We all know that the prophetic years of creation are 6,000 years according to the 6 days of creation, and we've seen that 273 represents Jesus from the surplus of the firstborns of the tribes of Levi. Now, assuming that the book of Enoch is a prophetic book, there it talks about the 10 weeks of Enoch, which are exactly 700 years each week. 9 weeks would be 6,300 years, and here again we have the 639. Assuming that this year would be a point of importance, as the book of Enoch states in Enoch 91.14, it states like this: and after this, in the 9th week, the righteous judgment will be revealed to the whole world, and all the deeds of the impious will vanish from the whole earth, and the world will be written down for destruction, and all men will look to the path of the upright. This is the prophetic second coming of Lord Jesus Christ. And assuming that this would be the right approximation year, we can see that 6,273 is close enough. Assuming that this is the year, if we divide this number by 651, which is the solar cycles, and we all know that Jesus is called the Son of Righteousness, so it makes sense that the solar eclipses cycles would have a meaning. The result of this fraction is 9.63, which is a clear 369 reference of creation. In other words, there would be 9.63 solar eclipse cycles in human history. Now, for those of you that have watched my Mandela Effect videos, you remember that 2016 is the year of 69 and the association with 1998. Well, if we divide 1998 by 651, we get 3.069, and if you divide 2016 by 651, you get 3.096, which means that these years are also 369 years. Another 2 years that are in relation to 369 in reference with solar eclipse cycles are 1967, which is the year that Israel got back Jerusalem. Another significant year is 1604, when the King James Bible began its translation. This number has exactly 2.4639 solar eclipse cycles. The number 24 signifies life, and the King James Bible is the Word of God, which brings life. So it's a perfect match. Now let's go before Christ and look at some years. First is 416, which is the year that the second temple was finished. The square root of 416 is 20.396, and if you calculate the solar eclipse cycles, you get 0.639. So you have a clear reference to the 369. I think it's one of the most amazing finds related to years, because it's related to the second temple, and we already seen the connection to the second coming of Jesus. Now, if we go to 586 BC, that's the year that Israel was taken to Babylon and the first temple was destroyed. This is also a 369 relation with solar eclipse cycles, and again with 153. The last year that I want to look at is 1011, which according to my calculation is the year that David became king of Israel at Hebron. This has a 369 double meaning. If you calculate the square root, and then if you divide 651 by 1011, you will see here again the connection between 4 and 17. 4 being the middle day of the week is formed by the first and the last day. Now let's talk about the years of the beginning of and ending of Obama's presidency. If you divide 2008 by 2016, you get the same result that you get when you divide 2009 by 2017, which is 0.99603. And as you can see, here are depicted the years when he was elected versus the year when Trump was elected, and the years when he inaugurated his presidency versus the year when he ends his presidency. Now if you divide 936 year by 2009, respectively 2016, you get a 963 result, confirming once more an important connection between the Pope and Obama. Before I go into canonical numbers, I want to show you some other years that in my opinion are 369 related, but because of the occult. First is 1933. If you calculate the square root, you get 43.96. Then you have 1717, which is the year that modern masonry was created, which also is 369 related. 1966, the year when the genetic code was deciphered completely, all 64 codons, which is a clear reference to creation. DNA is a clear reference to creation. And another year is 1534 AD, which is the year that the Jesuits were formed. If you calculate the square root, you get 39.1663. Another one is the year 1929, which is the year when the modern state of Vatican was created. If you divide this year by 1936, the year the Pope was born, you get 0.9936, a clear 369 result. And I believe they deliberately chose this year I don't know if they were aware of the meaning, but I do believe that these things are controlled by spiritual powers, principalities, as the Bible calls them. The three canonical numbers that we will take a look at are phi, the golden ratio of the Fibonacci sequence, pi, which comes from the perfect geometric form, the circle, and the Euler's number, which is a very important mathematical constant. The first one, the golden ratio, is the rule by which all living life is formed. It is very important in relation to creation, and I think we can get a 369 relation just by looking at the number. Phi being the creation in the physical reality. The second one, pi, is related directly to geometry. We've all heard of it. And the Euler's number, which is 2.718 and on, it is the base of the natural logarithm. It is related to mathematics by exponential function, factorial series, logarithm. This is a complex mathematic, pure number, but we are only interested in its value for our discussion. So let's play with these three numbers. First one, phi to the power of e equals 3.69. It's clear. A second equation, phi to the second power divided by e equals 0.963. Again, a very obvious 369 relation. Another equation, phi divided by pi to the second power equals 0.1639. Another one would be e to the seventh power is 1096.633. I found some of this just by playing with numbers. 639.936 divided by pi is again a 369 relation. Other more complex equations using these three numbers would be pi plus e plus phi all divided by e to the power of 4 is 0.1369. Another one would be pi plus phi all divided by e to the power of 3, another 369 equation. Another one would be phi times pi times 369 divided by e, which is 690.03. And now let's look at years. 2008, now famous year, we've discussed it quite a bit. If we divide this number by pi, we get 639.16. And if we get the 2009 inauguration year of Obama and divide that by pi, we get, of course, 639.48. So again, both of these years are 639. Another very interesting result is when you take 2001, the 9/11 year, and you divide it by pi, the result is 636.93. These results are obvious 369 relations. These years were very strictly picked as important marks to the hidden elite that runs this world. Other interesting results we get when we calculate pi to the power of 5, 6 and 10. and this also gives interesting results in relation to year 516 BC, which is the beginning of the building of the second temple, and with the year 1011 BC, which is the enthronement of David, an image of Jesus Christ. These 2 years are also in a close relation with the sum pi plus e plus phi, which give also a 369 result. And if we look at the occult side, we will find besides 1963 divided by pi to the third power, which is 63.309, another occulted year, 1992, which is the year when Pope Francis was made Bishop of Buenos Aires in the 666th month of his life. Well, if you divide pi times e times phi by 1992, you get 0.00693. If we divide e to the power of 7 to the years 2016 and 2017, we get interesting results, 369 both, confirming that these 2 years are crucial. Now, one of the most important finds in relation to years, in my opinion, is related to the interval 2015-2020. These years, if you divide each by e to the power of 4, you get the same result, and that is 36.9. Any other years that you try to include in this equation will not get a 369 result. So I think it is very important to acknowledge a reference, in my opinion, to the fourth kingdom. That's what I think the power 4 represents there. And if we indeed are living in the last days, these seem to be very crucial years, and seem to be revealed by the 369 code. And to make things even more interesting, remember the number 6273? Well, if you divide 2020 by 5 to the power of 12, you get 6.273. 5 to the power of 12 being a 3 to 1.996. In other words, final countdown in a 369 relation. If we replace this number and divide 2020 by 3 to 1.996, we will get the result 6.273369. Maybe you are not ready to accept these years as being very important, but in my opinion, this is a definite proof. By the way, these years are not necessary only in relation with the Antichrist and the occult. On the contrary, I would say that what these numbers are showing me is that these final prophecy years are definitely chosen by God's creative power in a 369 relation. As you probably noticed, the meaning of 369 in this second part of the video is more close to the part of creation than creativity. When we are talking about prophetic years and such depth meanings that come directly from God, the more suitable word is creation. But when referring to a sinful man, then creativity is more adequate. This is why I decided to make a separate part, especially dedicated to the Bible.